I have 3 key tips on creating the most effective customer journey maps. And the first one is broaden your view of the job to be done. Start by identifying and breaking down each of the phases involved. Start when the job to be done first becomes apparent. Then any of the pre-preparation activities, getting ready, getting organized to take action, doing the actual job, and then all the post phases and any follow-up longer term activities. Include all these in the different phases, capturing the times involved in your customer journey map, as well as the wider range of direct and indirect people when mapping each of these phases and the steps of the completed journey map. In general, most customer journey maps have 1 or 2 main users undertaking the main tasks involved in the job. But you may have other secondary users involved and supporting them in getting certain tasks done during the different steps of the journey. So in my journey maps, you will see other relevant users added in there using different role icons and color coding. This takes time because in a medical procedure, for example, we need to map the journey of many people, from the admin staff, porters, patients, the nurses, technicians, clinicians, and other support consultants. We need to map each of these step by step, broken down into the different phases they're involved in. And this can typically range from 150 to 500 steps, and certain steps may have multiple pathways depending on the disease state and the situation that occurs. Taking the broadest view of the job to be done is critical. It's critical so you can define a better outcome for each of the most critical needs. This will enable you then to explore disruptive new solutions that could envisage totally changing the whole experience at a much earlier phase and enabling you to justify the benefits back to the key stakeholders so they equally can see the bigger picture visualized for them. My second tip is to have on your team fresh, young mindsets, because they will bring different perspectives to observing the current processes and procedures. And it's key to encouraging your team's curiosity to ask the basic questions, why, till you really understand the root cause of why we do things in certain ways. You've got to probe and really understand what works well, because that's equally important when we come to designing new solutions. I like to keep and build on steps that work well, as people's brains have already been hardwired into the routines and the habits involved. But then look at what doesn't work well, because that is the key opportunity for change. Understanding the root cause, frequency of occurrence, the consequences of that occurrence, and when this problem occurs, and designing a solution that makes it easier for them to complete the set action and delivering the outcomes they require. The third key insight for me is to get as many observations as possible. We need ideally to do a minimum of 5 observations of different end users in different hospitals or different workplaces doing exactly the same job in order to identify and validate an initial pattern of specific needs. Observations allow you to see what people do in reality, their routines, their automatic habits and behaviors, things they forget they actually do because they're so routine. We can observe what they don't realize as an external third party. So this is key to identifying unarticulated needs and insights. And this allows you to observe a wider environment, the sterility, the space, the interactions with people, other equipment, communications between people, and various planned and unplanned actions, and how they impact on the procedure and the job to be done.